Sumisualok na yabang paonteng okini. Kamusta po kayo? Ako po si Hanna Abuan at ako po ay missionary ng ITeams dito sa Poipet, Cambodia. Dumating ako dito sa Poipet last April 2019. Pero bago yon, ako ay isang licensed professional teacher sa Pilipinas at ako ay nagtatrabaho at nagtuturo sa isang school sa Makati City. So before that, bago ako mag-join sa IT, very busy ako sa career as a teacher because I love being a teacher. Na-invite ako ng kapatid ko na si Abby sa isang conference sa Taiwan na sakto naman kaka-resign ko lang dun sa work. Tapos, I didn't actually plan to go. Wala talaga akong planong lumabas ng bansa because I love the Philippines so much. And I just got a text from one of my titas na sabi niya, oh, nakaka-resign mo pa lang naman. Baka gusto mong sumama kay Abby sa Taiwan. And wala talaga sa isip ko na magpunta kasi it was never really in my mind to go out of the country, especially during the time of 2018. Kasi, I don't know, I was a kind of a person na parang kailangan nakaplano lahat and I didn't really like going or doing things spontaneously, lalo yung mga big steps like going out of the country. Pero during the time, nung in-invite or nung sinabihan ako ng tita ko to attend the conference, at first, I didn't want to. Kasi, wala, parang feeling ko nung time na yon medyo short yung time for preparation because November first week ako nag-resign and then yung conference sa Taiwan is parang midweek ng November or end of November. And sobrang iksi nung time for preparation ng resources that I would need to use, diba? Pero, so the first time na inask ako to go, nag-decline talaga ako. Sabi ko noon, kahit ilibre niya ako ng ticket ng back and forth, I wouldn't still go because hindi lang naman yun yung gastos and hindi ako umuo dun sa invitation. I suddenly had this, when God speaks to you, pagka hindi ka sumusunod sa will ng Lord, pagkagising ko na umagahan, after ko mag-say no dun sa tita ko, ang sabi ng Lord sa akin, I heard really from God to, He said go. And then I was like, bakit? I mean, like, no, why? Why do I need to go? Tapos sabi ni Lord na, go because I will meet you there. And during that time, not really, I was not in my lowest point in life, pero I was going through something. And I actually just wanted to stay in the house and, just be sad. Pero yun nga, when the Lord told me to go because I will meet you there, then instantly I had to. Kumbaga parang eventually I had the will and the desire to go dun sa cutting edge sa Taiwan last 2018. And nakakatawa kasi very short yung preparation for the resources. Pero, when God tells you to go somewhere and do something, He will always make sure to provide. Kumbaga, things will not be as difficult, kumpara sa kung hindi ka sumusunod sa will ng Lord. So yung preparation napaka-smooth and I left the Philippines na kumpleto. I mean, enough yung daladalang resources, ganyan. At nakakatuwa kasi sobrang biglaan lang nun. Like, I only had a week or two to prepare, pero faithful si Lord and He will always provide. And then, so ayun na, nag-attend na ako ng conference sa IT, pero hindi pa ako nag-access 1 and 2. Hindi ko pa siya na-experience. So, ma-attend lang ako as a guest. And then, kasi di ba when you attend a conference, kasi ma-attend ka na ng access 1 and 2, parang doon na din yung mission exposure. Pero I attended the conference as a guest. And then, sure enough, when the Lord told me that He will meet me there, He indeed met me there sa Taiwan. So, um, hindi ko alam na I have always had the heart for missions. Kumbaga, kahit nung nagtuturo ako, I always wanted to do missions. Pero parang laging mas priority yung teaching. Pero parang mas laging priority yung magstay in the Philippines. Ganun. Naalala ko may one time pala during our teacher's devotion sa school that I was working with, our director asked us, kumbaga, if you're not teaching or if you're not a teacher, where would you be and what were you doing? Ganon. So, nung time na yon, siguro matagal na yon, ang sinagot ko talaga, maybe I'm a missionary because it has always been in my heart to do missions. So, nung umattend ako ng conference sa Taiwan, na-remind yun sa akin. Parang pina-remind yun sa akin ng Lord. And I don't know, maybe maybe from the very start, ang call ko talaga is to do missions. Nag-practice lang ako dun sa teaching career ko in the Philippines kasi yung school na yon, semi-international school, and I had a lot of foreigner students. So parang, alam mo yun, na-practice din on how to, you know, build a relationship with different cultures, with children who are from different cultures, diba? Ayun. And then, so, during the time din na nasa Taiwan ako, nasa conference habang uma-attend, ang binigay na word ni Lord sa akin yung sa Isaiah 61. Yung the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, He has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor, set the captives free, and sent me to bind the broken heart, proclaim the liberty to the captives. Ayan. And sobrang sobrang buhay. Sobrang naging buhay yung verses na yun sa heart ko. And during that time, kumbaga parang, I was really being commanded by God to go out of the Philippines. And dun sa Taiwan, I was also given the opportunity to meet OFWs, mga workers, Filipino workers doon sa Taiwan. So I met two Filipina workers, and medyo parang heartbreaking lang for me. Kasi parang, okay, may mga Filipinos na nasa ibang bansa, pero they couldn't really enjoy what they're doing there. And also, I had met a Chinese guy in Taiwan, and I asked him about Jesus, and he didn't know Jesus. Kumbaga parang he didn't even, di pa niya narinig even yung pangalan ni Jesus. So I'm like, actually, naging wake-up call sa akin kasi parang in my mind, sa Philippines, tabi-tabi yung churches, and anyone you walk up to, you ask them who Jesus is, they know. So parang, it was then yung parang ultimatum sa akin na parang, I knew it already. I had to go out of the Philippines because a lot of people have not heard the name Jesus. And we are all commanded to do that, diba, sa Matthew 28, na Jesus said to go and make disciples of all nations. And it doesn't have to be na parang lahat ng nations puntahan mo, but you really just have to seek God kung saan ka dadalhin ni Lord. And nung nasa Taiwan ako, I was not planning about going again to another country, okay? So parang narinig ko lang yung mga stories nila na parang, dito nagpunta ako, tapos may miracle na nangyari, ganyan. Pero sa isip ko noon, saka sa heart ko, parang, pag-uwi ko ng Pilipinas, ganito yung gagawin ko. Maghahanap ako ng bagong work, ganun, maghahanap ako ng bagong school, ganon. Pero as soon as I landed Philippines, kumbaga, as soon as I got home from Taiwan, parang bigla akong nagkaroon ng desire na parang bigla akong sinabi sa Lord, Lord, gusto ko din magpunta sa iba't ibang bansa. Na, kumbaga parang, if the people who know me, they know that I wouldn't want to leave the Philippines kasi super, I don't know, pero sobrang love ko yung Philippines doon. Na parang, a lot of people have already invited me to go out, punta sa ganitong bansa, punta sa ganyang bansa. Pero I always decline because I don't want to leave the Philippines. So, nung time na yon, nung pagkalapag ko galing sa Taiwan, nagkaroon ako agad ng desire na parang, ano mo yun, wishful prayer lang siya. It wasn't really as intense na parang, Lord, sino nga ibigay mo sa akin? Hindi siya ganun. Parang pagbaba ko lang ng aeroplano, parang sabi ko lang na Lord, parang gusto ko din magpunta ng iba't ibang bansa. Parang ganun lang siya. So, December 6 yata ako na nakabalik ng Pilipinas. Tapos meron ng flight ulit, sila Abby, yung kapatid ko, to go to Cambodia, Thailand, and Laos ng December 20th or 21st. So another short time of preparation for missions siya. So I said, sabi ko sa Lord, gusto kong sumama. Kahit na very short yung preparation. Pero alam mo talagang, when it is really God who gives you the will and the desire and the ability and the power to do His will. Kasi when He gave me the desire to na lumabas ulit, na sumama sa mission trips, kumbaga parang naging madali din. Hindi naman as in madali na madali, pero may mga challenges like, Lord, saan ba ako kukuha ng pambayad, parang gano'n. Kailangan ko ng ganitong amount kasi syempre, hindi siya isang week lang at hindi isang bansa lang yung pupuntahan. Three countries yon, and matagal yung mission. Pero it is God who gives us the wisdom kung paano imi-meet yung mga needs, diba? So long story short, nakasama ako. Ako yung pinakahuli yata na parang nag-book ng flight to Cambodia. So December 23 yung flight ko noon from Philippines to Cambodia. So yun, sa Cambodia ako nagpasko ng 2018. Ayan, so merong youth camp dito nung time na yon. Tapos I actually traveled alone kasi nauna na yung team nila. So nag-travel ako mag-isa, tapos ang flight ko noon is from Manila to Siem Reap, and then wala akong kakilala, ganun, wala akong kasabay. Pero it is God also who goes with you. Diba kasama naman yun sa promise ng mandate na when we go and make disciples of all nations, He will be with us wherever we go. Diba? So even when I was alone, hindi nagpabaya si Lord. So nung nasa Siem Reap na, ayun, si Teacher Fem yung nag-host sa akin that time. And I had to travel from Siem Reap to Poipet din ng mag-isa the following day. Parang December 25. Medyo, tsaka nakabahan din ako ng time na yun. Pero if God is with us, who can be against us? And long story short, nakapunta ako ng Poipet mag-isa, at dito ko na minit si Abby sa Poipet, and then we went to Thailand to actually just cross kasi ang talagang pupuntahan namin nun sa Laos. And we stayed sa Laos ng mga ilang days, so na kami nag-New Year. Pero nung time din na yon, flight na nila Abby pa balik ng Philippines. So, ang flight nila noon was Vietnam to Philippines. So, naiwan ako sa Laos mag-isa. Nag-New Year ako sa Laos mag-isa. And then, naalala ko nung time na yon kasi every New Year, I would always ask God, Lord, ano yung word mo sa akin for this year? So, nung time na yon, ang binigay sa akin Lord, yung sa Isaiah, yung extend your territory. So, hindi ko maisip. Sabi ko, Lord, ano sabihin mo dito? So, nag-pray ko lang siya ng pinag-pray. Ganun. Tapos, yun din. So, from Laos, bumalik din ako ng Cambodia na mag-isa. So, it was, long hours of travel sa foreign country na hindi ka nag-speak ng language nila and they don't even speak English. So, talagang, it was the Lord who was with me during that travel. Talagang, anything could happen, pero ginaid ako ni Lord. Ginaid ako ng Holy Spirit during that travel. So, nakabalik ako ng Cambodia and dito na ako na nag-stay hanggang sa makabalik ako ng Pilipinas. Pero yung flight ko noon, galing yung flight ko noon pauwi, na-move kasi parang na-cancel yung flight tapos na-reschedule siya. So, nung na-reschedule siya, so mas humaba yung time ko to spend dito sa Cambodia, nandito sa Poipet. And so, dito ko na-experience yung, if you would remember yung missionary natin, si Ate Didi na she was hospitalized. I mean, I don't know what happened. Pero, kanan ng mga misdiagnosis and anything, kami nagdala nun sa kanya sa hospital. And then, so I saw the struggle. I saw yung bigat ng ng mga missionaries sa field. Alam mo yun? Kumbaga parang, if we're doing short time, I know a lot of people are doing short time missions and it's okay because yun yung call niyo from the Lord. Pero it's a lot harder when you're a long-term missionary because the true battles happen every day kapag ka normal na yung mga araw dito. So, nung time na yun, nung nagkasakit siya, kami nagdala na sa kanya sa hospital. And then, so basically, I went home with a heavy heart. Basically, I went back to the Philippines with my heart left in Poipet. Kasi alam ko yung nangyayari. So, nung umuwi din ako ng Poipet, pero from time to time, check din ako kung ano nangyari na dito. Until, natatandaan ko January 15 yung flight ko nun sa Pilipinas. Tapos, so yun, ang nangyari, February, umuwi na si Ate Didi sa Lord. And ano yun, kumbaga parang, medyo parang yun yung nag-ano sa heart ko. Parang mas nagkaroon ako ng compassion for the missionaries here. Lalo sa mga nasa field, yung mga matatagal na sa field talaga. At also that month, yung February, doon ko din narinig yung call mula sa Lord to go back to Poipet. Kasi nung pumunta naman ako dito sa Poipet, diba, I spent a lot of time here. So I saw the ministry that they're doing. And nakakatuwa kasi most of the missionaries here minister to unfortunate children. So they provide free education para, alam mo yun, to help them na makaalis dun sa poverty. Kaya 'di ba, alala ko din yung sinabi ni Lord sa akin nung nasa Taiwan sa Isaiah 61 that He has sent me to preach or bring the good news to the poor. So I also want to do that. Na yung mga mahihirap na mga bata dito na walang access sa education, sa maayos na education, I wanted to help them as well. And also not just that, but to also tell them about Jesus, how what He did for us, His love for us, diba? Ayan. And then so yun yung nagkaroon ng burning, yung desire sa heart ko. Pero also, medyo matigas yung ulo ko. I didn't say yes agad sa Lord nung narinig ko yung tawag niya to come back here sa Poipet. Actually, I was just thinking na parang, what if I just form a group of teachers who would just, regularly go to Poipet and teach? For example, let's say, 2 weeks lang of English, ganyan, or a month of English, ganyan. Pero, when God calls you to a certain place with a certain thing to do, you cannot really just bargain. Kaya ang sabi lang ni Lord nun sa akin, you saw the problem, you are the need, and you are the help. Okay, parang if you see a problem, you are the help. So, yun lang. So, February, ako parang, okay, I am going back to Poipet. So, sinabay ko na yun. Sakto din kasi na yung conference noon sa Thailand, 'di ba? Yung April yung conference noon sa Thailand, and then sumakto na lang din na umattend ako doon, tapos pagtawid na dito nun sa Cambodia, pagbalik dito nun sa Cambodia, hindi na ako umuwi. So yung April 2019 ako dumating sa Cambodia. Hanggang ngayon nandito ako, magto 2 years na ako. At so far, wala naman akong pinagsisihan sa mga mabibilis na mga major life decisions and sensations na sinunod ko mula sa Lord, kasi I really see Him working every day dito sa ministry. Especially kasi din mag-isa ako dito sa Cambodia. And I didn't really have, kumbaga parang family agad. And it took me a while to actually be myself. Pero may preparation palagi na ginagawa sa Lord. So, I remember na yung first night na nandito ako noon sa Poipet. Kasi 'di ba alam ko na maglo-long term ako so hindi talaga ako uuwi. Sabi ko nun sa Lord, ang tanong ko nun sa Lord, Lord, bakit dito sa Cambodia? I mean, ang daming ibang lugar, ang daming ibang bansa. Bakit dito sa Cambodia? And then, ang sagot lang nun sa akin ni Lord, kasi dyan ako magpapakilala sa'yo. And sure enough, ang daming facets akong nakikita na sa Lord nung nandito na ako. Kumbaga parang He is not just my Lord. Kumbaga parang dito ko rin siya naranasan talaga na as my friend, as my companion, as my counselor, ganon. As, kung sino siya sa panahon na kailangan ko siya. Parang, nag-gets diba? Ayun, parang Jesus is someone who I need him to be at certain times. Parang ganon. Na mas nakilala ko on a deeper level si Lord dito, na parang, ay, kaya ko pala pagdaanan to ng walang kasamang family or familiar people. Na parang, dito ako natuto ng total dependence sa Lord. Kasi, when I was in the Philippines, and when I was working, hindi ko alam siguro, I actually developed pride. Kasi, parang, feeling ko noon, I can do everything ng mag-isa. Na parang, kaya ko mag-isa. Kaya kong gawin lahat mag-isa. Parang, alam mo yun, masyado ako noon na nagtiwala sa capability ko as a person. Pero, yun din yung, inalis ni Lord sa akin na kaya pagdating ko dito, natutunan ko talaga to be totally dependent on Him. And it's not easy because there will be a lot of stripping off of what's not His, lalo sa character. Pero, it's always worth the pain. Yung mga pag-correct sa atin ng Lord, yung mga pag-strip off ng mga bagay na akala natin sa atin. And yung total dependence sa Panginoon, hindi rin siya overnight. It's a process. Matagal siya, painful siya, sakit talaga siya, struggling siya. Pero it's always rewarding kasi at the end of the day, you know you have Him. I mean, I know I have Jesus in my heart. Na kahit na anong klaseng heartbreaking news or events yung mangyari, I know that the Lord is with me and He is my comfort. Ayun. At siguro, hindi pa ako masyadong matagal. Magto 2 years pa lang ako sa missions field. At dumadating ako sa mga times na sobrang nahihirapan na din ako. And kumbaga parang there will always be an easy road to take para hindi ka na mahirapan or para hindi ka na mabigatan. Kumbaga parang, like right now, I'm a full-time volunteer worker sa isang church dito sa Poipet. And I'm not earning money because kumbaga parang lahat ng kailangan ko, I have to raise funds. And I'm used of working, using my title as a teacher to earn money. Ganun ako sanay. Pero ngayon na full-time volunteer worker ako dito sa isang ministry, sa isang church dito, talagang dito na challenge yung dependency ko sa Lord. Na dumaan ako sa point na kakaroon ako ng anxiety attacks, ng panic attacks dahil sa worry. Pero that's our human nature, that's our flesh, and it's normal and it's okay. Pero laging tutulong si Lord. Kumbaga laging nandyan yung help ni Lord. Laging magka-come through yung ginagawa ng Lord. Kumbaga parang tuwing may isip ko na parang kaya ko ba to? Paano pagka wala ng ganito? Paano kung mangyari sa akin, nangyari kay Ate Baby? And then the Lord will always provide a way for me to be comforted. And then palagi ko din sasabihin na, oo nga, hindi naman talaga nagpapabaya si Lord. Parang gano'n. Hindi lahat tayo parehas ng pagkakatawag sa Panginoon. So, hindi natin po pwedeng stereotype na parang, oh, di naman, mag-work ka na lang or something. You know, like I said kanina, we can always take an easier road. Pero, yung sa mga difficult roads kasi doon natin mas makikita yung better views of what God is doing. Na sa mga panahon na parang ang hirap, na parang unfair yung mga nangyayari, doon laging makikita yung grace at mercy ni Lord para sa lahat ng tao. And yun din yung parang nag-fuel ng compassion para sa mga tao na hindi pa rin nakakarinig ng salita ng Diyos. So, doon sa mga may heart for the missions, na parang lagi lang may wishful thinking na, I want to go long term, pero laging na pipigilan ng paano yung family ko, paano yung living situation, ganyan. I encourage you to just really trust God because there's nothing else to do but trust Him. Just make sure na you're sure of your call, na narinig mo talaga sa Lord, and that you have a very strong conviction na you are called to go sa mission field. It's not easy. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll tell you the truth. It's not easy to be in the mission field, especially if you're a full-time. Ang daming battles na kinakaharap every day. Emotional, physical, mental, psychological, spiritual. It's not easy. Pero our comfort will always be Jesus as our constant companion, that He will always go with us, before us, and ahead of us. Lagi na minsan parang, Lord, ayoko na. Pero, alam mo din na hindi pa tapos si Lord. Kasi there are more great things na ipapakita si Lord. Kumbaga parang the more na you feel you want to give up, the more that you feel like you want to stop. But when you run to God, it will always be na parang, He will always fill your heart with excitement na parang, Lord, mahirap lang ngayon. Pero, anong gagawin mong next? So, parang dun ka mas excited. Kasi di ba sabi naman ng Bible, yung sorrow that we are experiencing, it will not last as compared to the greater glory that we will witness. Diba? So, it's always important to hang on to the word, as in the word. Pag dumadating ako sa time na parang feeling ko talaga, bibigay na ako, na parang ayoko na, I would always have to have my Bible beside me and have to read the word aloud para naririnig ko siya. And it helps when you also get to talk to people. Kasi, of course, you cannot do this alone. You cannot do the missions alone, especially in the mission field. Laging, kumbaga parang kaya, di ba, ginawa ni God si Eva to be a partner to Adam. So we cannot do this all alone or just by ourselves. We need people to support us, and if you need help, you have to express that you need help. Hindi naman masama na, or hindi rin, it's not a weakness to ask for help. Ayun, so it's always God who will come through sa lahat ng mga challenges. Especially ngayon, pandemic, we are so uncertain of the future. Hindi ko alam kung makakauwi pa ako ng Pilipinas. Hindi ko alam kung makikita ko pa yung pamilya ko sa Pilipinas. Pero palaging merong promise sa Lord that we can stand on. Diba? Na maraming gagawin sa Lord na maganda. Na we can always trust His heart even when the future is uncertain, because He is good, and that will not change. I'm just encouraging you na kung pinanghihinaan ka ng loob ngayon o kung ikaw ay nasa mission field at malayo sa pamilya, namimiss mo na din yung pamilya mo at nalulungkot ka na, lagi mong tatandaan na hindi ka nag-iisa. Kumbaga, not just because God or Jesus is with you, it's also because there are missionaries who experience the same thing as you. Kumbaga, hindi lang din ikaw yung nakaka-experience ng homesickness or ng loneliness or ng mga battles mo every day. There are also missionaries in the field who are going through the same thing as you. And you know what we can really do, just pray, is to just pray for one another and really just seek God and ask Him, Lord, what do you want me to learn from this? Or ano pa ba yung ipapakita mo sa akin na hindi ko pa nakikita before? And God is faithful. He is a promise keeper. We can always trust Him. We can always keep ourselves in His love because His love will always give us the comfort that we need. His love will give us will, will give us the peace that transcends understanding. His love will give us joy, diba, sa ginagawa natin. And if you're tired of doing the ministry and not seeing your fruit, just keep going. Don't stop because dadating yung season of harvest and you just have to be hopeful. You know, don't lose hope doon sa promises ng Lord sa atin na siguro hindi natin nakikita ngayon, pero kaya nga nire-require tayo na meron tayong faith, diba? To believe in the things that we don't see. And it's also God who gives us the faith. So yun lang talaga. We just have to seek God. We really just have to dwell in His presence. We just really have to, intentionally bring ourselves to commune with God every day. It's not easy, pero it's always worth the time. It's always worth the effort. It's always worth the pain, the hardship, the difficulty, diba? Ayun, si Paul, let's just have Paul as our example, Jesus as our example. So, ako naniniwala hindi pa tapos si Lord sa call niya sa akin dito sa Cambodia because He wants His love to overflow to the children through His missionaries. And hindi lang siya basta naggagawa ka ng ministry or something. It's really yung genuine love ng Lord sa mga bata dito or sa mga tao na nandito. And ayun, so I hope na na-encourage ka at I hope din na na ma-encounter pa natin ng mas marami si Jesus, diba? And just keep the hope, keep faith, and trust His heart because God is good. Lang po. Bye!